Hey guys, welcome to a brand new video to the channel. So in today's video, we're going to be looking at the Runescape Wiki's money making page for combats for October. Now it's been a little while since we've done one, especially the combat one especially, so hopefully we've got some brand new money makers here, or money makers slightly up in price compared to normal. Now in this series, we go through this as a rough guide and sort of highlight things which are up in price, down in price, or definitely worthwhile doing, because they are out of the normal price range which they normally are. If you are a high-level PVMer, this series really isn't aimed for you, but it can be a nice little guideline to see some lesser intensive or AFK money-making methods to do. This is more aimed towards the low-level, medium-level, or upper higher level who wants some different combat money-making methods to do, both intensive and AFK as well. So let's get started and let's see what combat has for this month. So starting off, a Masket's now in the game. So the 2000 Enrager Masket is currently valued at 207 mil per hour. Telos also has been a bit of a push, and so has a lot of the higher tier PVM bosses this year, but Telos at a 200 kill streak is 180.8 mil. A Masket at 1000 Enrage is 144.3 mil per hour, and Sanctum of the Rebirth hard mode 125 mil. We've got AOD Duo 121, Zuck hard mode 108, Zamorak at 2000 Enrage 107, and AOD Solo it's 105 mil per hour. 2449 Enrage at Telos is 90.8 mil per hour, and a 4-man AOD team is 88.9. Now just hopping down some of these, we have Barrow's Rise of 6 also 83.2 mil, Solak is 82.2, Vorkath hard mode 80.2 as well. Killing Solak is 82.8 mil, Vorkath 80.2, and Raksha is 72.1 mil. The first sort of one we sort of focus in will be something like Ryziel, which is a bit more of the first sort of higher tier bosses. It's definitely someone I would recommend that in sort of normal mode Zuck. Normal mode Zuck is 59.4 mil per hour, and Ryziel is 50.2. Kerapak solo hard mode 50.1 mil. Ripper Demons, which was normally our entry level into going through these money makers for, again, mid to high levels, 46.5 mil. So these are a lot further down the list than what they normally are. They were normally around 60 to 70 mil profit, but binding contracts have taken a big hit over the past year. 46.5 mil is still very, very good, and I would highly recommend people sort of pushing that into their sort of Slayer rotation and stuff, but it's just not as good as it used to be. Something which is incredibly up in price and very highly recommended is Nex. So Nex for a very long time was roughly about 20 mil per hour, but I believe with all the brand new Masterwork armors, all the demand on the Nex armors as well, Nex is currently 40.1 mil per hour, which is very, very good. Again, Nex is a good boss to learn, a good boss to complete. It's got a wide range of drops, and now that all the drops seem to have a price related to them, it's a very good time to get into Nex and learn Nex as well, but 40.1 mil is very, very good. Araxi is 38.1, still a very solid boss. Enduro hard mode Kerapak is 35.6. EDE2 is 33.9 mil per hour, and Blood Reavers is 31.5 again. Rippers and Blood Reavers were kind of the first initial money makers for this series, so they have dropped down an awful lot over the past, but all it needs, especially for these and also like herb supplies, food, one PVM update, and then the demand on Reavers, Calgarians, Rippers starts to go up. So yes, they're a little bit down for now, but still, for the requirements needed for Reavers, that is a very good GP per hour. If you love your clues, 27 mil per hour for Hellhounds, especially if you can time in with a task as well, very nice. Moss Golems on task, 26.4 mil, and the Magister, 25.9 as well. We have ED1 solo, 23.7, Dagannoth Kings at a high level, 22.8, and a Calfight King solo, 20.6 mil. We have Rex Matriarch, Ventrican, 18.9, that is up. Normally the Matriarchs are around 10 to 14 mil, but they're up in price. And the Elite Mimic is 18.1. We have Lava Strike Worm, 17.2 mil. Very solid actually for just a slay task. 17.2 mil, it really isn't that bad. And normal mode Sanctum is 16.6. We have Hellwit at 15.9 mil per hour. We have a Calfight King duo at 14.4. And mid-level Dagannoth Kings is currently pulling 13.8 mil. Dagannoth Kings, again, very highly recommended for your first boss log, or if you want to sort of get into the routine of PVMing, of switching, they're a pretty decent boss where you're going to make a lot of cash for your time leveling up as well in the same time. Twin Fury's high level is going to be 13.6 mil per hour. Greg, 13.1. A little bump up on God Wars 2. That's higher than what I remember it being. I was seeing like Greg, Vindy, and especially the Furies down at like 8 to 10 mil per hour, so it's nice to see they've come up. Another Matriarch, 12.3 mil. Aerits, 12.8 mil per hour. That is a very good price for Aerits. and I don't quite know why, unless they've had something because they've got the Tuskers Wrath ability, that's what's bumped their price up. But Eric's very solid task for Rune, very solid task for Bones. You'll make some decent profit with that. Sacred Oil, 11.9 mil, very robust moneymaker. It's always been around that range. It's trying to find these shades of Mortal World anyway, but it's a very good way, especially as a mid-level, to make some really serious profit. And the thing is with Sacred Oil is trying to sell it on the Grand Exchange, you can hold a higher margin because such a limited amount comes into the game. You can try and push for a little higher price. Vindicta 11.9, Legions to make the Ascension crossbows. The price of the keys now are so cheap. Now they've been merged into one, they're so cheap that this is actually a decent boss log to go after now. Whereas before you could get crippled on Ascension crossbows if you went dry on things like Primus and stuff. The fact they're all one keystone and the keystone's only like 90k, it's a pretty good time to do that if you want to complete the boss log. We have Calgarian Demons at a price of 11.1 mil. That is sheerly for the binding contracts, but I don't think they're worth that much more than what the binding contracts is. The fact that Hellhounds is 27 mil, Reavers are 36 mil. You've got better options than doing Calgarians. If you've got them for a Slayer task and you're planning to do them for a Slayer task, by all means, it's worth it for some extra profit, but I wouldn't go out my way to hunt them. Muspers, 10.9 mil per hour. That will probably be due to the components for the familiars, which is pretty nice. Nightmares, 10.5. And Corporal Beast with melee is also 10.6 mil. Osseous, a really, really nice AFK pet, 9.9 mil per hour. Vine Crawlers, 9.8. Crystal Shapeshifters, 9.2. And Abyssal Lords, a little bit down in price. These are more swords like 10 mil, but it's a little bit down. Again, people do Abyssal Lords, Abyssal Beasts as major AFK methods, so it's always going to get impacted at some point. Normal Moss Columns, 8.8 mil per hour, so that is 16 mil less per hour to do them off task. Corporal Beast with AFK Necromancy, 8.5 mil. The Mimic in the beginner mode, 8.5. Rune Dragons, 8.4 mil per hour, and Wyverns, 8.3. Abyssal Beast, the most solid, like, decent AFK in your personal Slayer dungeon, very, very good, 8.3 mil. Edemus, 7.5. I believe that's a little bit up compared to normal. The Bloodshard really has been hit quite hard, but it's nice to see it being a bit back up in price as well. Unspeakable Horrors at 7.4 mil. Pyre Fiends, 6.8. So again, I'm putting this out a lot with RS, like money-making method. Pyre Fiends, level 30 Slayer, is only 300k GP less per hour. Admittedly, at 100 in Rage, but 300k less than 100 in Rage Telos. We have Seekers at 6.7, Abyssal Demons with Mage 6.7, High Level Barrows taking a massive hit. For a long time, that was around 10 mil, but 6.4, that's brutal. So, if you're going to be doing a Barrows log or anything relating to Barrows, I'd probably hold off. Kriara's pretty solid though, 6 mil per hour for that. Archglacior, normal mode, AFK with less than 5 mechanics, 5.9 mil, which is decent. Corrupted Scorpions on a Slayer task, that's taken a big hit, but then Keys of Crossing have gone down a lot. That is going to come in at 5.7 mil, and Abyssal Demons with Necromancy, 5.7 as well. We have Mammoth, 5.6, Griff Replines, 5.5, IOF Scouts, always solid, 5.3, pretty good Slayer task there. Frost Dragons have been obliterated. It had a really good run where it was getting back to about 10 mil, maybe a bit more than 10 mil per hour, but 5 mil per hour is very, very cheap. It may be worth actually buying the Bones to Train Prayer. Capsari, 4.9. Krill is 4.9 at a high level, a very good ult method, very good AFK method as well. And Aberrant Spectres, a level 63 Slayer, 4.6 mil per hour. Adamant Dragons, 4.6. We have Automaton Guardians, 4.5. Luminous Stragglers, 3.9 mil, and Spiritual Warriors, 3.9 as well. Lords and Ladies, a solid AFK option, 3.7. Dark Beast, great Slayer task, 3.7. Tormented Demons, 3.6. And Ganodermic Beast at 3.5 mil. Liverwort, 3.2. We have Tortoises at 3 mil. Salor Axe, again, a really good way to get some melee XP. Very AFK, 2.9 mil per hour. And a Queen Black Dragon, 2.8. Chickens, 2.3 mil. And again, we are sort of hitting towards the end of the video. I always have 3 to 4 money making methods where I sort of like say, if it's any lower than that, just revert to these. And that's going to be chickens, guards, rabbits, and wolves. So to see that's the first one, 2.3 mil for chickens. I mean, all these methods like spiritual mages, you need 83 Slayer to go and kill spiritual mages. You make more with chickens. So that's, at that point, anything below this, in my opinion, is not really worth it. So we have Abyssal Demons with melee, 2 mil, Basilisk, 1.9, Rarari, 1.9 mil per hour, Adolescent Werewolves, currently 1.9 mil per hour, and Rabbits, 1.6. Guards, I imagine, has actually fallen off a little bit because you can now grow grapes. The reason Guards were so good is because they drop decent grapes. But because you can now farm them with the Grapevine Seeds, Guards are now 1.3 mil. But In my opinion, 2.3 mil for chickens. If you are looking to start an account, make an account, chickens, and then also blessing extra fine sand. Those are the two things I'd do. Maybe also like the Fort Through and Free Stonewall segments. Between them three, those are the three money making methods. If you're going to go into members, that's what I would recommend. If you're going to spend an hour or two in like non-members to earn some GP before moving into members, again, killing chickens is what I'd recommend. But that's going to wrap up this month's combat money making methods. Let me know, what do you think? Is there anything which is working particularly well for you? Again, the wiki is just a guideline, and I would only say wiki is a guideline. If you're going to do anything in terms of like skilling money making methods, combat money making methods, check your prices on stuff just to make sure it's viable before you spend your time. But I'd like to thank you guys for watching. Let me know any suggestions of things you want to watch in the future in the comments below. Thank you guys for watching one more time. I'll see you guys very soon in the next one.